Welcome, brave souls, to a tale of terror that will send shivers down your spine. Tonight, we venture into the heart of darkness, where an ancient mansion holds secrets that have long been forgotten. Nestled deep within the ominous Blackwood Forest, Harrow House stands as a silent sentinel of fear, abandoned for decades, but never truly empty. Join us as we follow four friends who dared to unravel its mysteries, only to find themselves ensnared in a web of horror. What starts as a thrill-seeking adventure quickly spirals into a nightmarish fight for survival. Will they escape the clutches of the malevolent forces within, or will they become the latest victims of Harrow House? Dim the lights, settle in, and prepare yourself for a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. This is the Shadows of Harrow House. On the outskirts of the quiet town of Thornridge, nestled deep within the shadowy confines of Blackwood Forest, stood an old mansion known as Harrow House. Abandoned for decades, it was shrouded in local legends that spoke of eerie sounds, ghostly apparitions, and an unsettling presence that kept even the bravest away. One crisp autumn evening, four college friends, Alex, Emma, Jake, and Mia, decided to explore Harrow House, spurred by a mix of curiosity and the thrill of fear. They arrived just as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, ominous shadows that danced around the mansion's crumbling facade. As they crossed the threshold, a chill crept down their spines. The air inside was heavy, laden with dust and the scent of decay. They lit their flashlights, revealing cobweb-draped furniture and faded portraits of stern-faced ancestors. The silence was oppressive, broken only by their footsteps echoing through the grand foyer. "Let's split up and cover more ground," suggested Alex, the de facto leader of the group. Despite their apprehension, they agreed, splitting into pairs. Alex and Emma headed upstairs, while Jake and Mia explored the ground floor. Emma's flashlight flickered as they climbed the creaking staircase, casting erratic beams of light that played tricks on their eyes. The upstairs hallway was lined with closed doors, each hiding secrets from a forgotten past. They entered the first room, a dusty library filled with ancient books and yellowed papers. As Alex scanned the room, Emma noticed a journal on a desk, its cover cracked and brittle with age. Curious, she opened it, revealing pages filled with frantic handwriting. "Alex, look at this," she whispered, reading aloud. The entries talk about strange noises, whispers in the dark, and something about a hidden room.
Meanwhile, Jake and Mia discovered the kitchen, where rusted appliances and broken utensils lay scattered. They rummaged through drawers, finding nothing but cobwebs and mice droppings. Just as they were about to leave, Mia noticed a faint outline of a door in the wall, partially concealed by peeling wallpaper. "Jake, help me move this," Mia urged, and together they peeled away the paper, revealing a small, hidden door. Heart pounding, Jake pushed it open, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. "Should we go down?" Mia asked, her voice trembling. "We have to," Jake replied, steeling himself. As they descended, the air grew colder and the darkness more oppressive. Their flashlights barely pierced the gloom, revealing only stone walls and a dirt floor. At the bottom, they found a small, dank cellar with a single, rusty iron door. Upstairs, Alex and Emma had discovered a locked door at the end of the hallway. The journal had mentioned a key hidden in the library, which Emma eventually found inside a hollowed-out book. The key fit perfectly, and the door swung open to reveal a pristine bedroom, untouched by time. In the center of the room was a large, ornate mirror. "It's beautiful," Emma said, approaching it. As she looked into the mirror, her reflection smiled back, but her own face remained still. She gasped, stumbling backward. "Did you see that?" she asked Alex, but he was staring at the bed, where a figure now lay, a figure that had not been there before. It was a young woman, her eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. Downstairs, Jake and Mia struggled to open the iron door. With a final heave, it creaked open, revealing a small room lit by a single, flickering candle. In the center was a table, and on it lay a series of old photographs and documents. As they stepped closer, they realized the photos were of them, taken moments ago inside the house. "How is this possible?" Mia whispered, horrified. A low, guttural growl echoed from the darkness beyond the candle's light. They turned to flee, but the door slammed shut, trapping them inside. Upstairs, Emma and Alex watched in terror as the young woman on the bed sat up, her movements jerky and unnatural. She pointed at the mirror, her mouth opening in a silent scream. The mirror's surface rippled, and a shadowy figure began to emerge from within. "Run!" Alex shouted, grabbing Emma's hand. They bolted from the room, the sound of their pounding footsteps mingling with the distant cries of Jake and Mia. They reached the staircase, but the front door slammed shut with a deafening bang. The house groaned, its walls closing in as if it were alive. In the cellar, Jake and Mia frantically searched for another exit. The growling grew louder, and shadows shifted, closing in on them. In their panic, they knocked over the candle, plunging the room into total darkness. A cold, clammy hand grabbed Jake's ankle, pulling him to the ground. Mia screamed, her flashlight flickering out. In the pitch black, she could hear Jake's struggles and the guttural growls growing louder, closer. Summoning all her courage, she fumbled for the door, yanking it open, and racing up the stairs. Alex and Emma reached the ground floor, just as Mia burst into the hallway, her face pale and streaked with tears. "Jake, he's still down there," she sobbed. "We need to get out of here," Alex said, his voice shaking. "There has to be another way." They ran to the back of the house, finding a door that led to a narrow passage. As they stumbled through, the walls seemed to close in, the house itself trying to trap them. They reached the end of the passage, and burst through a final door, collapsing on the cold, damp ground outside. Behind them, Harrow House loomed, its windows like dark eyes watching them. The front door creaked open, and a figure stepped out. Jake, or what used to be Jake. His eyes were empty, his movements stiff and unnatural. He opened his mouth, but instead of Jake's voice, a chorus of whispers emerged, 1,000 voices speaking as one. "You cannot leave," the voices said. "Harrow House has claimed you." The friends scrambled to their feet, running as fast as they could towards the safety of the forest. Behind them, the house seemed to pulse and breathe, its shadows stretching out like claws. As they reached the edge of the forest, they dared to look back. The house stood silent and still, but they knew it was waiting, watching. They had escaped, but a part of them would always remain trapped in Harrow House, a place where the past and present collided, and where the shadows held secrets that were never meant to be uncovered.